Hello everyone! In this episode, we are going to learn how to channel our subconscious thoughts through journaling, reduce emotional pressure, and start resolving painful episodes from our childhood. Let's begin. Of all the techniques associated with personal growth or improving one's mental health, journaling has to be one of the most ancient ones. Be it a simple recollection of the events we face daily, or a way of reminding ourselves why we do what we do, the value and usefulness of the process is strikingly obvious. A good example from the history would be Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, the famous emperor-philosopher. Meditations are a personal journal he kept as a way of reminding himself about the core aspects of the Stoic philosophy, and to stay mindful in the face of the various obstacles he was constantly overcoming during his last years of reign. Now, his journal has become a well of wisdom and a source of inner resilience in the times of hardships. You won't need to look far to find numerous theories and research supporting the claim that journaling is beneficial to people suffering from anxiety and depression or undergoing therapy. It helps us to identify the unhealthy thought patterns and then consciously work through them, resolving the core of the issue. Without taking a closer look at what goes through our mind, we give up the control of our lives and end up being puppets of our subconscious desires and programs. Journaling is a great way to shed some light on these processes and deepen the understanding of our own nature. The technique I would like to present you with today is a little bit different from the standard methods of journaling you might be familiar with. I like to call it channeling subconscious. Let me explain how it works. If you're familiar with the works of Carl Jung, then you will know about the concept of shadow. In simple terms, it is the repressed or unknown parts of our personality to which we don't have a conscious access. The shadow manifests itself when we are faced with an unpleasant situation or behavior from others, and often results in projections or unreasonable actions. To overcome it, one must make the unconscious conscious. Here is where the technique can prove to be of use. The required steps are pretty simple. All you need is a journal and a pen. If you don't have access to those, a phone or a computer will do as well. I often find myself typing away when I'm in the midst of an emotional outburst. Start by focusing on the emotion you're experiencing, and then proceed to writing down every thought that comes to your mind. Don't filter, don't judge, don't overthink. Just let it all out. Think of it as a way to purge the internal pressure. Most likely you will notice that your thoughts start jumping from subject to subject, from expressing guilt to the all-encompassing rage. You might begin with writing the wrongdoings of the person who triggered you, only later to notice that the focus has shifted towards you and your personal issues. This is normal. Your thoughts are just a way of your mind rationalizing the internal pressure your particular feeling is causing you to experience. By expressing them on the paper or on the screen, you can actually reduce the overwhelm and get to the core of the issue. Often underneath one emotion, we end up discovering a different one. Your anger might be covering your fear or guilt. Realizing this on a deep level opens up the door to recovery and progress. By digging deep enough and combining the technique with the letting go one, we can start exploring some of our early childhood memories and revisiting them. You can imagine yourself walking into the scene and interacting with the child version of yourself, offering help and wisdom. In my own therapy sessions, I found this method of working with traumas quite efficient. To sum up and help you get the most out of everything that was said, let me give you a step-by-step instruction. Step 1. Use a journal, a phone, or a computer to write down everything that's going through your mind. Tune into the emotional overwhelm and express it through writing on the paper or on your screen. Don't bother editing or reading. Just let it all out as it is. Step 2. After you feel emptied out, Take a deep breath and let it sink in. You might feel lightheaded sometimes, but it's normal. This is a good time to practice the letting go technique I covered previously. Step 3. Contemplate and try to remember the episodes from your childhood where you experienced similar emotions. Revisit them and try to give them a different context. Interact with the child version of yourself or surrender the emotions you are still holding on to. Step 4. Appreciate the feeling of peace you might end up experiencing. Let it be your goal further on when tackling life problems. Learn to respond rather than to react. Understandably, this practice is going to take some time to be fully mastered and start providing tangible results on the large scale. But you have to realize that any profound change requires effort. Quick solutions offer brief results. The main advantage of this technique is a deep relaxation effect it produces. Once you start seeing that there is peace underneath suffering, you won't have to push yourself to stick to it. Try it and see for yourself. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments section how you felt after applying this technique. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow and cover more interesting topics. See you in the next video.